Can we hear you good?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me good?
I don't know. Can we hear you good?
Hopefully, you can hear me good.
All right, good, because we're about to go live on the audio in three, two, one.
Let's go live.
We done did it, man. We done went live. We done went live.
Done went live.
We done went live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sports Talk World, because we're going to talk about sports in the world, and it's going to be cool and groovy, all right? You feeling good? See, this is funny because Cheese likes to bitch about me saying the same shit in the intro that I say is when the episode starts. So we're gonna do it just like that. I do the same thing every time. Hey guys, how you living? You doing well? Good, good. Glad to hear that. I answer them like they speak to me.
I was just getting ready to want to ask what you were doing.
That was what I was doing. So, anywho, we're going to talk about a little bit of the things in football world, and I think that you are a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Dallas Cowboys fan, in the NFL world. I'm a little South Carolina Gamecock fan here in the college stomping grounds.
Can you get any less lucky?
Oh man, I mean, come on, you gotta pull for who you pull for.
Yeah, you do. That's very true. I mean, if only we had a Redskins fan in close by to where.
I thought the Redskins did away with their team.
Oh, are they not the engines no more?
HTTR.
Oh man, what was that? Did you guys see that? There was some weirdness going on.
What's that stand for? H.
I think it stands for Hot Tamales Today Remember.
Yes, that's probably right. Probably right.
Yeah, I grew up around south of the border. You guys get it. So what? My dad's a Cowboys fan, and I've got a lot of practice on ragging on you guys. So what on earth made you that? Who was it that got you in there?
All right, so I have followed the Cowboys since you had the great running backs of Emmitt Smith, quarterback Troy Aikman, Jay Novacek at the fullback slot. You had Michael Irvin. Some people have their disagreements with him, and then you had people like let's see, who else can we name out there? The other wide receiver.
Oh, you mean the one that played for the Cowboys?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that one guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he went on after he left the Cowboys. Went on to play for the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Damn, what's his name? Come on, Kelsey, help me out here.
It wasn't Keyshawn, was it?
No, hell no.
Oh yeah, because that's the one I don't remember him being a Cowboy.
No.
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking.
All right, man. But who doesn't love the Cowboys?
I mean, wonder if there's anybody who doesn't love the Cowboys around.
Tell me why. The reason why people hate the Cowboys?
Because they won so much for so long, and people got sick of seeing them. And I'm not to be a dick, but the fans didn't help a lot in the years following all that winning, I don't think. And am I wrong so far?
I mean, you could be possibly right. But
because being an Alabama fan, I know there's a lot of us that are dickheads, and I'll admit to that. And that's probably why a lot of people hate Alabama.
Well, the reason why a lot of people hate Alabama is because, like you just said a minute ago, they win way too much.
Yeah, that's a really big problem for the rest of college.
So this is
football.
what we need to happen. If you want to jump down to that college level just real quick, and we'll hop back up to the Cowboys.
I'm fine with that.
We need Nick Saban just to go ahead and retire. What's that guy's name up in the upstate that coaches that one team, that orange and purple team? What's his name?
Oh, you mean in the upstate of this state?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the famed University of Alabama wide receiver Dabo Swinney.
Yeah. We need him to hurry up and just bolt for Bama.
Well, you know what, man? I'm wondering if, and don't forget about your Cowboys, because we're gonna go back to ragging on them in a second. But what I wonder is. I wonder if we had a Clemson fan nearby, if that would help. So I wonder if Dabo got really, really lucky with Deshaun Watson that one year, because Deshaun Watson is a freak of nature. There's no doubt about that. But was it just Deshaun? I wonder, is there anyone near who'd like to comment on said things going on? Adam Lyons, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, out of nowhere, appearing.
Oh, man. Hey, how's it going, guys? Everybody doing all right this evening? I'm a little late to the show, apparently.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. All right, so, all right, let's rewind a little bit. What was the question again?
Was it all Deshaun who took the Tigers, to that national championship, or did that one guy, the guy that runs out with them and does?
You remember that receiver from Alabama?
That one guy?
Yeah,
That
number
receiver?
88, I believe.
That receiver from Alabama? No, I mean, he might have had a little help. I don't think it was all Deshaun. No, it was a. I mean, at the risk of sounding cliche, it was a team effort. It was, come on. We had some really good coaching staff. We had some talented players.
Venables is a monster.
I mean, we had one really good walk-on that helped us out a lot.
Where was he from?
Yeah, a little school called Sockstein.
Oh, Socrates.
Yeah.
Traz.
You guys might know him as Hunter Renfro.
Not to be confused with outfielder Hunter Renfro, who plays for the San Diego Padres.
No, not that guy. No. Although equally as talented.
Different last name.
But but yeah, I think it was a team effort. I think and it was a long time coming, and we had a really good chance once before. We proved we were a pretty good team that year.
True.
The following year we proved we were the better team.
Well, let me tell you this real quick.
For you listeners out there, we have a Clemson fan and a Carolina fan going at it right here. This is just Dukes out, ladies and gentlemen.
So I had the pleasure to take that trip to Death Valley, Deshaun's senior year.
To the graveyard?
Well, yeah, it was a long ways away. Left here, Merle's Inlet. Left Merle's Inlet 4 o'clock in the morning. Got back to Merle's Inlet 4 o'clock the next morning. Went up there, sat in the stadium, watched South Carolina get annihilated. I mean, annihilated.
Well, that's usually what happens.
But, no, I understand. I see what you're saying. But from watching Deshaun in person, he's a great player. Absolutely. Man, I thought we had a chance that game. We come out, Clemson went to kick a field goal, we block, and I was like, we're going to come up here and we're going to beat them. They're going to go to the Outback Bowl or something like that. And we're going to ruin their national championship. Then y'all ended up scoring
just so you know how disappointed Alabama fans were in y'all. You should know that.
South Carolina fans were disappointed in the South Carolina team as well. It was a long ride to go watch them get. But by me not having to ever witness a Clemson-Carolina game in Clemson.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a great time. I enjoyed it. Then you get to see these players on a college perspective, and then you get to watch them go to the next level. Take a look at Deshaun in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
Picked him up off the waiver wire in fantasy football. What happens? I win 5 games in a row.
That's why I asked that question initially, because Deshaun was a freak of nature, not just in college, but he brought it to the next level too. And not a lot of players are able to do that. Now, and going back to your point about Dabo eventually coming to Alabama, I've said that for years, but was it Dabo or was it more? Now you got your front four have been ridiculous for 3 years, and they're coming back again next year.
Yeah, and it makes the quarterback's job easier.
The pay's great in Clemson.
See, not as good as it is in Alabama. Roll Tide.
Hey, there you go. Hey.
We got endless pockets, ladies and gentlemen. We got Jinkos in Alabama. If you got that joke, you win.
I get it. I got it.
Good.
No, but going back to what you're saying, it really does. It makes the quarterback's job easy when they got a lot of good people to throw it to, people that can catch the ball, people that can protect them.
Exactly.
People that can. That's. But don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away from the talent that Watson has.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely there.
Well, let me ask you this question real quick before you step aside.
What?
You got Kelly Bryant coming back. Now, Kelly Bryant, is he a junior or senior this year? Do you know that?
He's going to be a junior this year.
Okay. Now,
is that correct?
That's I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Now, you watched Kelly Bryant play last year.
Yep.
National championship, right?
Yep.
Right. And he looked like he was a little sketchy. I mean, he comes out, first spotlight where he's able to come in and play. I mean, you take a look at it, he gets hurt against Syracuse.
Well,
Gets hurt against Syracuse.
right.
Clemson loses that game at Syracuse Friday night. It was the best Friday night last year. I enjoyed it.
You think so? You like that one?
It was good.
You know, hey, even the best teams lose every once in a
Oh,
while.
you're right. And they still make the national championship. But then you got teams like UCF down there that declared themselves the national champions because they won. I mean, go ahead. I know we got a Bama fan over there who wants to talk about that right there real quick.
Yeah, let them have their party.
All right.
That's fine. Let them spend their dollars on those rings. But you know what? 30 years from now, they're going to look at those rings and be like, yeah, this was not real. This didn't happen. Like, the rest of the world did not acknowledge this. This is bullshit. And how are you going to feel good about that?
So, do you remember the guy's name, head coach for UCF?
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, dude. Didn't he go to Texas or come from Texas?
Well, he here was his
Charlie
name.
Strong? Or not?
No.
not.
Wait,
Was it Charlie Strong?
No, Charlie Strong down in South Florida.
Okay, South Florida. I could choose.
So you got UCF. Well, I mean, I forget the guy's name, but he comes in, goes in, during the game. During
Oh
halftime.
shit, Lane Kiffin.
No.
Or no, that was
Lane Kiffin's down.
that was
south.
Florida Atlantic. Never
Yeah,
mind.
he's down further south. He'll be back. Don't you worry. Maybe he'll come back to
Where?
Bammer or what's that orange team up in Knoxville?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring him back.
You know what? He owes them. He owes Tennessee. Lane Kiffin should go back to Tennessee and win some games and repay them for what he did. He is the curse of the Bambino of college football. He's the Babe Ruth of college football. That once he left Tennessee, every team that he's left, other than one in the SEC, you know what I'm talking about? The University of Alabama.
Yeah.
Other than that one, every other team that he's left has
But
just
see, let me ask you this question.
dog shit.
By you being an Alabama fan now, is the reason that he left Alabama was, just
Because he was hooking up with underclassmen, and got caught.
I was gonna ask you if it was Saban's daughter.
It could have been.
'Cause you know what I'm saying?
It could have been.
Right.
I mean, who am I to say whether it was or not? I mean, it's
I
kind
hooked
of
up with Saban's daughter
hilarious.
One time.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, cool.
That's
Nice.
a story for another time, though.
Right. Wait, but let me just get back to this UCF
Roll
thing.
Tide.
Right? UCF
Yeah.
Alabama thing real quick, okay? You take an undefeated UCF night team or whatever they are, and then you take a one-loss Clemson team and a undefeated Alabama team. Or was Alabama undefeated last year, or did they lose one?
We lost to Auburn in
Okay.
a big way, and it was so bad.
Right. Okay. So with UCF, I'm an SEC guy.
Josh
all the way.
Hoople.
Yes, I'm an SEC guy all the way. All right. I'm not gonna say UCF couldn't have played with Clemson or Alabama, but do you honestly think they can hang with them for 60 minutes just
God
in
no.
the trenches?
Our force. Listen, they run out of players. We don't. That's the difference in a lot of teams in Alabama is that they run out of players, but we've got a 5-star athlete sitting on the bench that's going to come in and take that other person's spot. And Clemson is building the same rapport. And if God willing, Muschamp actually does what he's supposed to do in Carolina, you guys will be doing the same thing because those coaches all know that winning comes from your bench, not your starters generally.
Absolutely.
And that's a huge thing that not a lot of people are getting. But I got on Kelly Bryant, by the way, 2015 to present, so he will be a junior.
Junior. So he's playing for his spot because if I'm not mistaken, Clemson's got a decent quarterback coming in.
Sunshine, right?
All right, we've got some depth at the
Yeah.
position, that's for sure.
Recycle your plastics, world. Don't forget to do that.
If I'm not mistaken, Clemson's so deep at quarterback that I guess he was one of the nation's top QBs in high school. He ended up transferring out of Clemson because he knew that Clemson was that deep.
Well, here's the thing. That's where a player needs to decide whether he wants to go to the NFL or whether he wants to shine right now. Because if you come from any of these squads that have been in the championship over the last 2 or 3 years or whatever, you're going to go to the NFL. I mean, right?
Somebody will draft you for.
Somebody will draft you on
at least
rapport
second or
alone.
third or something. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tim T though.
Look at Tim. Listen, I have an issue with the NFL over Tim Tebow. Did he not take Peyton Manning's Denver Broncos to the playoffs? Did he not do that?
Who did he beat in that first round of the
I
playoffs?
can't remember.
Come on, man.
I can't remember. Was
Come
it
on.
Panthers?
No, come on.
No, I can't remember. I really can't remember.
Black and gold, or is it black and yellow? Black and yellow, black and gold.
Oh, the Steelers.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a little slant. Called it in overtime.
Dude, I mean, Tim Tebow is a winner.
Oh, he is.
Tim Tebow's a winner.
All-star. He's an all-star in
He's been an
baseball.
Yeah, I know he's an all-star in AAA.
With 5 home runs.
Exactly. My buddy who was on episode one of the older sports talk episodes. One of my buddies had him in AAA, like, and he was like, dude, he's out there, he's having fun, he's smiling, he's enjoying the game.
What he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel that's the same way in football. I think that Tim Tebow was a great quarterback. I think he would have been a great tight end. I believe that Cam Newton also needs to make the switch to something like tight end. Or I don't think he's as good of a quarterback as he is a running back or would be, because he's got that athletic build and not necessarily a quarterback build. If you think of a quarterback, you think of somebody who's not a giant,
right,
but can maneuver in the pocket, and that's a huge deal.
It is. And, you know, you take a look at, like you say, like Cam Newton and what have you. You know, he bounced around in college as well. He was at Florida. He got in trouble for sticky fingers, and they went to play at a Division II or III or something like that.
Until he went up to
came back to Auburn to the SEC championship against South Carolina with Connor Shaw and Marcus Lattimore, and it wasn't pretty. South Carolina put their head between the legs and walked on.
Now, South Carolina shot themselves in the foot by not giving Garcia a cooler full of beer on the sideline and letting the boy play football because he was so good drunk.
All right, well, that was a...
Is that not the truest statement you've heard, though?
I mean, absolutely.
He was so good
People
drunk.
see him out at 5 points or whatever. And,
the night that him and Marcus Lattimore beat arguably one of the greatest college football, at least top 3 college football teams of all time in that Alabama Crimson Tide that year.
That's right.
That had
Williams-Brice.
Yeah, at Williams-Brice, I was there.
It was.
And
30 game.
I had a buddy of mine say that he saw Garcia at 5 points pounding shots like a few hours before he was due to practice.
Right.
Like, or due to the stadium or whatever. And that Alabama team had Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, I'm pretty sure.
Was it A.J. McCarron?
A.J. McCarron. Amari Cooper wasn't there. Julio was there. You had, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Terrence Cody was still there. There was just a lot of monsters on that team. Clinton Ha-Ha Dix, or Ha-Ha Clinton Dix. Yeah, I mean, dude, there were so many studs in the NFL today. Not Trent Richardson, but I mean, could you think of a better running back in college? They beat arguably one of the top 3, maybe top 5 best teams in college football history.
I do remember.
Drunk.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know, some people play better in a.
They should have gave that boy a bottle of vodka and a cooler of beer and a football and have fun, kid. Go win us some games, and he would have done it.
Right.
I think that was South Carolina shooting himself in the foot, which I guess you can't do much about that, can you?
I mean, here's the thing. Let me tell you, I've been to quite a few South Carolina games. I was at South Carolina when South Carolina started their 0-19 streak against Marshall. Chad Pennington was the quarterback for Marshall. I'll never forget it. Lost to him. I mean, it was tough to walk back to the car that day. Lost against Marshall. Anthony Wright was at quarterback.
We are Marshall. That's not the right song, is it?
Nah.
I
don't know the song, but I do remember the beatdown though. 19 games in a row after that. And then I was there when they ended it. If I'm not mistaken, it was a school from Mexico that we ended it on. I mean, I know it was Mexico and we're South Carolina, you know, SEC Division I. Playing in a powerhouse conference, and I'll never forget.
Wait a minute, we got schools in Mexico playing college football?
Like New Mexico State or something.
Ah.
Something like that.
I missed the first
I'm
word.
sorry, New Mexico State. I apologize. So here's the thing: is when you beat a team like New Mexico State or whoever it was that we ended the winning streak or the losing streak on, and you beat a team at such a low caliber, and then you're walking back to the car and you see the field goal post trotting down the back roads behind Williamsburg Stadium. I mean, it's like you beat an Alabama team or something. You're like, man, did we just upset somebody or something? But no, I mean, that's just what South Carolina is. As a South Carolina fan, our famous saying is, wait till next year.
Wait till
Every
next
year, wait till next year. That's it. I mean, because for some reason, South Carolina football just can't turn that corner. Hopefully we can. I mean, we got some pretty good talent coming in, or that's returning, and that hopefully if we can stay healthy, I mean, we'll, I don't know, maybe we can meet up at the Bammer and the SEC Championship or something.
Yeah, because I don't think that we're going to play each other until 2021. Otherwise,
No, I think we got A&M. I know the first game off the bat's against Coastal, and then I think it's back to Georgia.
I got the Eagles.
I do believe. So you know, I mean, I do know we play 6 home games, real close at the beginning of the season, and then we go on the road. I think for like 2 for like Vandy, Kentucky, and then we got Florida, and then we come home and play Little Sisters of the Poor, and then we go to that one school in the upstate. I forgot the name already.
oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, we're good at beating them. So we went. Yeah, I figured that going down the college road would take a lot of that time, but it was necessary. So,
We can get back to the Cowboys if you want to.
well, I don't know what time frame we're working on. We're at about 20, 22 minutes or so. So we can take this next 10 minutes and talk about the things we were talking about when we decided to have this episode.
Okay.
Or I do want you to finish your thought on the Cowboys and Dez and
Okay.
such too.
All right. So here we go. So I was reading a little article today on the reason why Dez Bryant has had such a hard time of teams signing him is because I don't know if you recall or not. Before the draft, Dez Bryant was offered a contract by the Ravens. Turned it down. And he's, and a lot of the coaches and a lot of if you just watch some NFL, whatever, they'll say that a lot of coaches probably think that that's one of the reasons why they don't want to reach out to him and sign him. So just reading up on the article today, Orlando Scandrick, who used to be with the America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
America's team, huh?
America's team. He's now with the Washington Redskins, and he's trying to recruit Dez Bryant to come and play with him.
God, that will be huge. But I think Dez is locker room cancer, is he not?
Here's the thing: is I think Dez was willing to stay with the Cowboys for less money, but
They didn't want him.
I don't think Jerry Jones wanted him, man. I mean, and we went out and signed Hearns from Jacksonville. Got Cole Beasley. I mean, he kind of reminds me like a Julian Edelman or something, just not on steroids.
Yeah.
And so I think we'll be all right at the receiver position. It's Zeke that I wonder if he can get back to the way he was his rookie year.
I mean, if he can, he's arguably shaping up to be one of the best running backs ever.
Right.
If he stays healthy and keeps his head on right. But the question I have is if Tony Romo would have started those games and not Dak Prescott, would you guys have lost to Pittsburgh in the playoffs?
Well, I don't think it's Pittsburgh because
Was it Pittsburgh?
they're in the AFC. But
Who am I thinking of?
who did we play? Well, the last time Tony Romo started the playoff game, he fumbled the snap and we couldn't kick the field goal and we ended up losing the game to the Seahawks. It's bad memories. I remember watching it. Cried myself to sleep that night.
Yeah. I know I know the feeling, man. I saw a missed field goal get returned for a touchdown against Auburn.
Yeah, that was Thanksgiving weekend, wasn't it?
I
Well,
remember.
let me
that.
ask you this question: What is your NFL team?
I don't have one.
No, so you're strictly a college.
Yeah,
football.
I watch NFL for the games. I don't care about.
I mean, you got to do some fantasy football. Do you have your?
Yeah, I like. Me and Adam Justice have had a team for 7 years now, and we've gone to the Super Bowl 6 of those 7, 5 of 7,
Five.
5
Oh,
of
five.
7.
Five.
Yeah, and we won 4 of those 5, I think.
Well, let me ask you just real quick, if I can just bounce back to the fantasy thing. First pick overall
This
last
year?
Who you gonna take?
Last
Who'd
year,
you take?
I think we took. Shit, who did we take?
Julio
last year?
Jones.
Julio Jones. Yep,
Bam.
we took
I
Julio
think
Jones.
it was, and I think
I take
we were
Julio
actually
first every
pick.
year.
I think we were the first pick when he took.
No, we were 3rd pick because we got randomized.
Was it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure because the 2 from Pittsburgh went first.
Antonio Brown.
Bell and
Yeah.
Brown
No,
went
never.
first.
No, we were talking about that. Something about because I think I asked you about that, and Antonio Brown came up, and you're like, no, I don't care. I want Julio Jones.
Hey, here's the thing.
Yeah, I don't care. I
Yeah.
want Julio Jones.
I think we were. I mean,
He-
we were-
Last year wasn't his year in
No.
fantasy.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
But-
I mean, because he had too many. There's too many weapons out there for Atlanta.
Well,
I mean,
they got he had the bullseye, you know.
Right. And he gets banged up a little bit. But here's the thing: is this year? I mean, you see a lot of people go early running backs, what have you. I mean, you got to take a decent receiver.
Yeah.
Somebody that's going to be, I mean, you take a look at what you got. Hell, Houston this year. I mean, it's a majority of Clemson Carolina team. You
Yeah.
got Deshaun Watson. You got Clowney out there. I mean, you got. Is it Sammy Watkins playing there now, or what's his name?
Sammy Watkins is Buffalo, isn't he?
Or Rams. I
Oh,
thought,
yeah,
I think he got traded to the Rams.
Yeah, he got traded.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Andre Ellington. I think he's out there. I mean, but you just got to take a look at your top wide receivers that you got to go after.
Yeah. Well, I personally like to get a quarterback receiver combo. I like to get that if you can. That's always, and I mean it sucks for bye week, but you got one of those a year, so that's not going to hurt you. I mean, I think I like to do that. I like to get.
We even talked about that too because we got Julio, and you're like, why don't you get Matt Ryan?
Of
Oh,
course.
absolutely. You got-
Well, and we couldn't get Matt Ryan because
Yeah.
somebody else took him, and we ended up getting.
Who did we have last year?
I don't know. We picked up somebody random, and I was just like, I think
Like Burger or something.
no, I would
Sure.
never pick him up.
All right, so
Just I don't know. Yeah, was it nobody?
So just real quick before we jump into the that one expensive sport that
Yeah, the
all
one.
these people are playing.
Yeah.
First week of
Horse
NFL,
riding.
Yeah. September 9th or 10th up in Charlotte. America's team is going there,
Yeah.
and they're playing against those kitty cats from
Oh
Charlotte.
God, man, with the tight end for a quarterback.
Yeah, so just for all you Panther fans out there, it's going to be a double off the bat for the America's team.
Oh, I thought you were preparing them for beating you guys.
No. We're gonna take them down.
Okay.
Watch what I tell you.
So America's team. So there was a thing on the ticker earlier. I was watching First Take, and there was something about Aaron Rodgers needs to be the LeBron James of the NFL. Whatever the fuck that means.
I know what it means.
That he needs to make.
Money to
He
set.
needs to set the bar to where you can take a paycheck. That's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right, but here's what you got to look at that on that end of the deal. I know the NBA plays probably 100 and what
100 something games.
Yeah, all right. So the NFL plays 16, 7. What is it? Week
Exactly.
17. They play 16 with a bye week. Okay, so this is what you got to look at. NFL players take a pounding. All right. And then you get these NBA players, don't get me wrong, running up and down the court. I mean, I'm not such a small guy. I never run up and down the court to take its toll on me.
Yeah.
I mean, until I got used to it. But how in the world? I was just watching, Sports Center or whatever when I walked in here. I mean, Golden State Warriors, I think like they got 5 players with
5 MVPs.
but with a salary over $300 million. And then
Yeah.
you got guys going out there on the football field getting the crap knocked out and got to worry about their brains sitting out there on the field and not getting paid, what, $27 million a year or whatever it is?
Well, maybe it's because the football players have gotten the shit kicked out of them for so long they can't use those brains to say, maybe I should get some more money.
That could be it.
Because you think about it, too, the players who hold out for more money in the NFL get shunned, right?
They do.
They're like, I'm not going to sign you.
It's one of those things that you just got. I just feel like, I mean, the NBA has come to one of these things, and I know there's a lot of NBA fans out there. Me, personally, only watching when it comes down to the finals. This year, there was no finals. You had LeBron James, and they tried to put 4 other players around him. You had, J.R. Smith catch a rebound. And
High as shit.
Try to run backwards. And
That was high
right.
as fuck.
So this is what you got to look at on that end of the deal. The NBA is becoming a league to where they're letting people, letting these teams buy the championship. What's the point of playing the season? I mean, like you said, Golden State, is it Cousins?
Yep.
When he comes back from his ACL injury, at one time they can have 5 All-Stars. 5 All-Stars.
You mean Kirk Cousins?
No, Kirk Cousins.
Because F that guy.
Switching sports on you, ladies and gentlemen.
But, I mean, you just take a look at it. 5 players that makes an All-Star team that could be on your floor at one time. And then you take LeBron, you put LeBron over in L.A., and, I mean, you got, I know you just signed Rondo, and, I mean, you got...
You're talking numbers, though, like what, I mean, again, I don't
Think about this. You got 5 stars, and if I'm not mistaken, you have, 11
I'm the
on
one
bench.
to
I think you have a 53-man roster, okay?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what the real, purse you can have per team or whatever.
Well, there's a
but,
salary cap. I mean, that's what's hurting the Dallas Cowboys
Yeah.
right now. I mean, they took hits. They took penalties, way back when for salary cap hits.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you got teams in the NBA like Golden State, I mean, that are damn $300 million just in 5 players.
There's no salary cap.
There isn't. It's ridiculous. I mean, but then but I'll tell you what I enjoy about the NBA. You see these young coaches. I mean, take for instance this past year, Ty Lue. Ty Lue's 12 years old. LeBron James, 63? I mean, you got such a big, and then look at
Ty Lue's
LeBron.
garbage.
Right. Well, then you look at, I'll tell you what, this year they're going to see what he's really made of because he's going to have to draw up plays now. He's not going to just get the ball to LeBron. Let him take care of it.
I said in an episode before that Ty Lue always looks like he can't hear what you just said all the time.
Well, to his defense, though, man, it's got to be one of those things where you've got to be a little intimidating. I'm not gonna sit here and compare MJ to LeBron, because it's a good debate. I mean, I don't know enough about MJ. I do remember watching MJ, with Scotty and all those guys.
Exactly, with Scotty and all those guys.
Horace Grant.
That's my argument.
Right.
With
No,
Scotty and all those
you're
guys.
right.
dream team, baby.
But then you take LeBron, and then you put LeBron with Kevin Love. Not saying Kevin Love's not a bad ball player when he's healthy. Got J.R. Smith. I mean,
He high.
right.
He
I
just
mean,
high.
you just take a look at those guys, but then you put LeBron over in L.A., and he is playing for a guy now in L.A. who was drafted,
A few picks
37
after
picks
him.
behind him?
Yeah.
That's his coach now,
Yeah,
Luke Walton.
exactly.
So, I mean, you just take it.
And you got your kid up coaching Boston. What's his name?
He came from
that
the
child.
college rankings, right? From Butler.
I'm not sure. It sounds about right. But he's 15 years old as well.
I don't know. I'll just go ahead and say it. I mean, I know there's a lot of NBA fans out there. I mean, NBA's become a joke when it comes to money. I mean, put some kind of cap or something on it to kind of make these teams competitive. I mean, it would make it more interesting to see what some of these teams could do.
Yeah, look at that child
That's
coaching
him.
the NFL.
If I'm not mistaken, he might
Or
have came from
NBA.
Butler, I think. I could be wrong.
Brad Stevens.
Yeah. See, and that's why it's hard for me to get involved with a lot of the pros. I mean, I love sports. Don't get me wrong. It's hard for me to sit down and watch a full 9-inning baseball game if it's not the World Series, NBA. It's hard for me to watch a whole NBA game unless they had a heated game a while back or something. NFL, I can sit and watch the NFL. I mean, but I'm all around a college guy because these guys,
Same here.
these
They're
guys
playing
on
to
the
get to the
college
show.
level are trying to get to the next level to get that paycheck.
Yes, and they deserve it.
Unless you play
I
at
think they should.
Alabama
I think they should pay.
and you get paid.
I think they should pay college players.
Well, I mean, hey, but then
At least incentives. I'm totally fine
Well,
with like incentives or
well, they-
bonuses or whatever.
all right, I'll tell
I
you
think my
this.
keys are right there.
Here's what you got to think about paying college players. It'll end up. I mean, I know you got to put some kind of like cap on or something, but it'll end up just like.
College is still just a business, just like anything else.
No, you're absolutely right.
100%.
Think of all the dollars that these
Yeah.
these kids are making that college.
Making the college, exactly. Yeah, they should get some
They
kind
should
of
get
bonuses, something.
And you know what?
something.
If it's nothing more than to set them up with a fund when they graduate,
Cool.
I'd be fine
Whatever.
with that.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. I mean, I absolutely agree with you. I mean,
Everything's a business.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
literally.
because you got to look at it. I mean, they're taking these jerseys from these college kids and selling them inside, these sports stores. I mean,
Well, technically, aren't they supposed to just do all number ones now or something like that?
I'm not sure about.
I don't think they're supposed to use actual numbers on college jerseys anymore. Some crap like that.
Well, I'm not sure, but I will tell you this: that I mean, I just feel like that. How would it, affect giving scholarships and stuff like that out? I mean, because it'll be just like the pros. I mean, I'm gonna go with whoever's gonna pay me the most money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing that one Aaron Rodgers should do. The NFL should employ that. I mean, especially they've got the toughest job of all the major sports outside of hockey, probably. And like and even in hockey, even in NFL, you are like getting slammed every single play. So they deserve the money.
just real quick, just let you know, Aaron Rodgers is one of my least favorite players in the NFL.
Why is that?
I just don't like him because that one year, Des Bryant, he caught the ball.
He's
And-
a hater.
And they beat the Green Bay Packers and they let them win. So I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is just something about him. Great ball player. Don't get me wrong. Let me tell you what. If you seen it last year when he got hurt, I couldn't even.
Flynn.
Right. Okay. So they put him in. What did the Packers do? Nothing. They tried to bring Rodgers back. 3 games left in the season, and they're like, well, you know what? I mean, it means nothing to us, so let's shut him down.
What was the one guy? It's a couple years back that Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and They played the last game of the season, and he had like 6 touchdowns,
And
and
then
he beat like every record that Aaron Rodgers had, or
well,
some random thing like that. Who was that guy?
that's kind of like just like what's his name from New England, Guapolo or whatever. He's out in San Francisco right now.
Yeah,
I mean, hell, he's out there starting. I don't think he's lost an NFL game since he's started playing.
really?
I mean, when they traded him to San Francisco and he started playing out in San Francisco, I don't think he's lost a game yet.
There was somebody, I can't remember who. I guess obviously it didn't work out because we don't know his name, but you figuring it out?
Brett Hundley,
Nah.
October 16th, 2017.
It's possible.
Somebody.
Matt Flynn was the guy that I was thinking of.
Right.
It might be Flynn. That might be right. That sounds more.
Well, I mean,
They came in at the like last game of the season. He didn't even have to play or something, but he scored like
right.
ridiculous amount of touchdowns and
Well,
beat a lot
that
of.
just goes back to what he's saying about the money situation. I mean, you take a look at, for instance, Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't get a start until Drew Brees jammed his thumb or something.
Yeah.
Tom Brady came in, took over Drew Brees' spot, or not Drew Brees, excuse me, Drew Bledsoe. I do apologize, Drew Bledsoe. And Tom Brady's been out there ever since. The only time he goes out is when he gets a yeast infection or something.
No, I mean he usually has to repunt balls.
Yeah. And then that's
Or
what-
just play, whichever we want.
But here's the thing about Tom Brady. Great quarterback. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch him this year to see who they're going to, throw to. I mean, you got Edelman. He's out for 4
It
games.
ain't gonna matter.
It don't matter.
But-
I agree with Kelsey.
It ain't gonna matter.
But they're losing.
I've said
And
that
actually,
for
back to the
years.
whole fantasy, we actually might have had Brady.
But
It don't matter.
But here's the thing:
It
is
don't matter.
He's gonna throw it to somebody.
he's going to throw to somebody, but they're losing player. I mean, retirement stuff. I mean, look, the referees are even starting to retire. So now who are they going to? I mean, you got some of
There's
these
still
top
money on the table.
Right. I
There's
mean,
always money on the table.
It ain't gonna matter. As long as Bill Belichick is there, I don't even. You could take Tom Brady out of that. You know what? It could have been any random 6th rounder that Bill Belichick picked up that could be who
Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady is right now.
there you go, man. I mean,
It could have been anybody. I mean, I think that Bill Belichick is the common denominator, and it's not Tom Brady.
So, I
I
mean,
mean, Bill Belichick is the curse of the
All right.
Bambino to the Cleveland Browns because they haven't won shit since he left.
So just one thing, just watching Tom Brady play football. I mean, even in games that he's getting beat, lost Super Bowl this year. Year before that, he was down to Atlanta, down to Atlanta, 28-3.
28-3.
28-3. I mean,
Atlanta would be my team if I had to pick one.
All right, so right because they got a lot of Alabama fans. I mean, players. You got Calvin Ridley this
Well,
year.
and also the Braves.
The Braves.
Well,
So,
right.
I
I
can tell you
mean,
that.
they finally get another baseball team coming back in there finally, and I mean they're looking good. But the thing about it is, if you ever watch Tom Brady, just watch him playing in a close game when he has no receivers open, like you got Edelman or somebody running around, he does not try to put the ball in there because if he's covered, double cover, triple cover, where does he throw the ball to? At their feet. Because if they're going to go down and catch it, they're going to go down and catch it. If not, it's going to be incomplete pass and then it'll be intercepted.
Yeah.
Then you take someone like Tony Romo when he was playing before he got a back injury and ended his career to Mr. Dak. He would just try to heave it in there.
Yeah.
And just let you guys know, Romo might not have had no World Series ring, but he was top 5 quarterback in fantasy football every year.